Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of mine too, actually.
You know what? Yeah, I'm getting rid of it. No star and fuck it.
I get rid of whenever I get a bunch of shinies. I usually. Oh. Sorry, Shalene's messaging me. Okay.
I clicked it
Yeah.
to get rid of it, and it stayed.
What? Why did it stay? Hello, guys. Come on in. We're going to start in 5 minutes. So we're just getting ready. I hope everyone... Yeah, we had a lot of people sign up. We had like 50, 60 people. Crazy, actually. I'm so happy. It was exciting. Let's see. How many people? 69. Wow. Oh, thank you so much for the rose. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a good night. So far, so good. We just finished watching a documentary on what's his name, babe?
Travis Walton.
Travis Waller or
Walton.
Travis Walton. I'd never heard of him before, so that was new to me. But so cool. And definitely believe him. Definitely believe him.
And why is the live skipping?
Is the live skipping?
Yeah, you are freezing bad. For
Don't.
some reason.
What?
It's not cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hello, am I freezing for you guys as well?
It's calmed down now.
It's calmed down now.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know why
good.
it was doing that. Someone, Robin says no, you're not, and some
Okay.
people are saying no. So
Yep. Okay. No, not freezing. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Okay. We'll be starting here in just a few minutes. We're just waiting for 10 o'clock before we start because I did say 10 o'clock, so I want to stick to that time.
hello.
How's
Rising
everyone doing
Phoenix.
tonight? What? What just happened? Okay, there we go. Weird things are happening. My my document, totally gone. Hello,
We
I'm
are
good.
good.
How are you?
It's because somebody doesn't want us talking.
I
about what we're
swear,
about to
I
talk
swear, right? Hello, Kylie.
About. I'm gonna look that up real quick just to make sure. Yeah, Travis Walton.
Travis Walton. I don't know why in my mind, Travis Walton. I thought, morning from Australia. Good morning. Hello from Illinois. Good afternoon. Good evening. Yes, we're evening over there too. Trying to figure where you guys are. Okay. You love watching. Oh, thank you. Appreciate you guys. From Tampa. Hot over there already.
Ohio getting warm. Well, it's getting warm pretty much everywhere now. It's got
Yeah. California. Oh, it's still early for you. PA, Alberta. Wow.
early for them over there too, because they're over by Cali in that direction.
Kansas. We're all over the map. Arizona. San Diego. We're just an hour behind you. Good to know. Texas. Wow. Minnesota. Wow, guys. Need a video on Todd and Julie
Yes.
Chrisley. I don't know what to say on that. I've got nothing to say on that. I don't know. I because it kind of runs on the political side, I'm gonna
Jealous of those Calis.
me too. Me
Oh,
too.
the UK, New Zealand. Ooh, now we're getting
Trinidad. Wow.
Now we're getting some all over the world.
That's amazing, guys. That's amazing.
Welcome.
Okay, well, clearly we all have one thing in common. Hawaii. Oh my goodness.
Oh, now that's a place I'd like to go.
Me too. So because we're all on the same page when it comes to UFO stuff, UFO related things, we're going to talk about it today. So yay. So
Kentucky.
we're going to talk about a few different topics. I didn't get to take the nap, but I'm here. Oh my goodness, you poor thing. Vegas. Woohoo, I love Vegas. All right. So first we're going to start off talking about each alien type, UFO type. Sorry, they don't like being called aliens. So remember that. Philly, amazing. So we're going to talk about the types of aliens, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information and details that I know about them in relation to like what I have channeled, all that kind of stuff. So first things first, we're going to talk about the Greys, aka the tall Greys, aka Earth's creepy interns. They're short. Apparently they're short too. So there's the Greys and then there's the tall Greys, I think. But they're short, bald. They're obviously allegedly obsessed with sticking things into people, basically. I kind of describe them as like Pinky in the Brain. If you remember those two, and the Brain obviously had a big brain. They have a big brain too. So they are all about research. You know, they're like the doctors. They're the intelligent species. And yeah, they're also... technically they're also they can be incredibly dangerous. These are the ones that I would be most afraid to see. Yes, you're afraid because you're supposed to be. They are specifically designed in a sense to be afraid of them because out of all the species, they're the most intelligent. Thank you so much for the hearts. So first and foremost, my first view is they can't physically fight us. Like they don't have the capability of fighting us, but they do have the capability of mind control. They, again, like I said, they're very scientific. Like they make our people look really dumb. Like they're way eons of levels ahead of us.
But they don't look at fighting like they don't want to be physical.
But the reason that they do, abduct people is because they're trying to do experiments. But why are they doing experiments? Well, because we started it first. Thank you for the hearts. We started the experiments on their species, on species in general that are not part of the world. So they were like, fair game. So they've kept that in their memory. And anytime they try to get in contact with us, they're the realists. They're the realistic energy. They're like, no, humans are never going to come around. They can't even accept each other. No way in hell. Like, they're very like, no, we're stupid to go down there and like try to befriend them. They're the voice of reason. And they usually get a lot of say when it comes to what happens, when it comes to like spirits, when it comes to like coming and seeing us, which is why they do the experiment side of things. Now, obviously, over the years, experiments have changed quite significantly as well. Even like, the old things from like the 70s and the 80s and versus now, the abductions are a lot less remembered. Most of us who have been abducted now don't remember it. So,
and they can't even get it back.
Yeah, pretty much. But so if you ever run into the Greys, anticipate.
Yes, Yoli, we just started with talking about the Greys.
Yes, we just started. If you've ever if you ever run into the Greys, like if you are being abducted by them, like it would be best for you to just chill, remain calm. In my opinion, I don't know what to do on that side of things, but they're the ones I would not want to run into. So if you do see them, don't run towards them. Run away from them if you can.
Hello, Tara.
They can like telekinesisly like freeze us. So, and they have pretty good range. So, yeah.
Yes, a lot of people would be freaked out, and yes, they are very, very curious, which is exactly why they enjoy.
Look at that. That's cute. Thank you.
I love that. Love that. Yeah, they're very curious, and they are very smart and intelligent. They feel like, almost like we should just allow them to do it. They're like, we're doing an experiment. You should just play along with it. Yeah. We're fine. We know what we're talking about. We have all of
They don't have intention to harm us when it comes to the experiments.
Yeah, and they're not trying to hurt us.
But they're also...
I feel like they're trying to make hybrids.
Landon thinks they're trying to make hybrids. I don't disagree with him. I think there's more involved. Mm-hmm. But they're
trying to do lots of stuff.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of things that are kind of going on. But we're going to talk about it as we carry on with the topics here.
Yeah, so guys, we're going to try to stick with just the topics
Yes.
that we're talking about tonight is just UFO. So you are more than welcome to ask questions about UFO stuff, extraterrestrial
Right,
stuff.
right. But also, we'll leave questions till the end.
Yes.
Because I'm probably going to answer some of these questions through what I've got
but
going.
we're not going to talk about other stuff that isn't relation to this because when we get off topic, then we don't actually talk about the things that we plan to talk about.
Absolutely. And then the alien, the next, sorry, I say alien a lot. The next UFO species is the Nordics, if you guys have heard of them before. Funny enough, I had never experienced the Nordic side of things until today when we watched that documentary. So it was kind of interesting because I was already going to talk about them anyway. Basically, they're what we consider like the cult leaders. The cult leaders, that's funny. They are the most recognizable to us. We would probably be less fearful of them than anyone else because they mirror us. So they're just a stronger, stay younger, longer, taller, fitter type of alien.
And like he said, they had like super strength.
Right, yeah, they're strong. They're really, really strong. They're like cosmic Ken and Barbie, if you will.
Guys, we are getting some really good questions here. Try to hold off until the end.
Yes, guys, we're probably going to answer the questions within this because there's a lot to talk about. But basically, the Nordics, they're like the popular kids. They're Regina George. They're not the nicest because they get made like, okay, although they're kind of like royalty up there, they get made fun of a lot too. And they do not like that they mirror what we look like. So the other species are like, haha, you guys look weird, you know? So they get teased a lot about the way they look. So they kind of like, they don't hate us, but we're not their favorite. They don't care for us. They will deal with us for the experimental side of things, but they have no interest in being our friends or around us or anything. So it would be extremely rare for you to kind of encounter these ones.
Yeah, we will mention the documentary that we were speaking of just a moment ago at the end of this as well. Stay tuned.
Yes. Then we've got the reptilian type. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I do not believe that there are reptilian people on the world and on Earth. I'm just going to put that out there. But there is a reptilian lizardy type of breed out there, as well. And they're like kind of like the animal of the group. They're not very intelligent. They are what you would call like the ones that are protective. They're like the dogs, really. They are very loyal to their species, to just, UFOs in general. But they can be scary, which is why they use them in that way. They can be very manipulative, but they are very open to us here. So although they're very protective, they're very curious about us too. And because they may be considered hideous, I guess, in person, we tend to be very afraid of them too. So there's not a lot of interaction between the reptilian side and us either. So yeah. I don't know much about them because, to be totally honest, it's difficult to channel because they're more animal versus like species. So I haven't spent a lot of time on the reptilian ones, but they're kind of freaky anyway. You know what I mean?
Well, Yoli, I can answer that question really easily. They want to do experiments on us because there are things that we can do that they cannot, like birth the way that we birth, and that is one thing that they are interested in. They birth a totally different way, and that's why I keep feeling like they're trying to do like humanoid hybrids, because they may be smarter, but like we can like be more accepted. Like I said, birthing, there's many different reasons why they would want to experiment on us, regardless of they don't care about our brains.
It's kind of like
they don't care about our brains.
they lay eggs over there.
Yeah, aliens come from eggs. They want to do our process. They feel like they're
interested in that.
Right,
yeah,
they're
I agree.
more interested in the way that we do our birthing process. It's less, I don't know, maybe creepy or whatever, and they're like, this looks like it's more accepted. And more animals and mammals give birth the way we do. They don't. They, like I said, come from eggs. So it's a
didn't know
different.
they lay eggs. They do, yeah. And
I do believe that there is alien hybrids out there, not here on Earth, but in other galaxies for sure.
who's going to tell the aliens that we wouldn't recommend that, right? I agree. They're interested in, for whatever reason.
Yeah, they're interested. They want to know how to make it happen.
They're interested in a lot of the things that we do.
They're just not interested in our brains. Their brains are definitely way more advanced than ours. Mm-hmm. They're not interested in our technology because they're the ones who actually gave us the technology we have now. Right,
absolutely. Now, I've never seen one of these alien types before, but I'm pretty sure I did. I'm trying to image them, but the Pleiadians, which I think is kind of like the angelic baddies from the stars, is kind of what they're referred to. They're basically like beautiful light who really like want to help raise the Earth's vibrations as well. They're very, very protective of us.
I want to meet.
Right. Imagine like a fairy godmother, but she's from like another like solar system, basically. So she's the one that wants, there is a one like mother, like it's like a queen, and then she commands all the rest of them. And there's a lot of them. This particular breed, there's a lot of, but anyways, they're the ones that want to reason and think that we are capable of acceptance. As long as it's in the right hands at the right time. That's kind of who they are. So, but they love us. They protect us. They help with asteroids. So you know how we have like a lot of like random like asteroids that are supposed to hit us here, there, and everywhere. And we've always kind of been really lucky with that, thankfully. But these particular ones are protecting us from those asteroid hits or maneuvering them away. So it's kind of cool.
Okay, guys. So I just want to put it out there. We did not watch a specific documentary to get this information.
No.
In any capacity. This is all stuff that Liz has channeled, and we have like...
I've been doing a lot of research in general.
Right.
I've got a book.
Lots of different
I
stuff.
have a couple of books on aliens and alien-like species, and I'm just putting it all together for you guys.
Yes. So don't think that there's one documentary that you guys can watch.
Bang Chancellor. I do not message people. That is not me. That is a fake account. Not me. They dupe my account, take my stuff. That's not me. I saw someone say documentary. Yeah, what we had said earlier was that we watched a documentary right before we came live, but it had nothing to do with what we were covering. It was just of
yes.
What's his name?
Mentioned. So we watched the true story of Travis Walton's abduction. That is what we watched earlier. I had briefly mentioned that Travis mentioned something that we were talking about when we were talking about the Greys, because his experience was with the Greys. And we were just trying to get in the UFO mood before we came on here. So that is just what we watched. But no, this is a collection of things that we have watched, researched, and everything over the last little while.
Absolutely. Next up on our list is the last species that we're going to talk about tonight, but I do have another list of species because there's a lot. But basically, we have more to talk about. We're way more to talk about. This is just species talk. So it's Arcturanians, I think is how you pronounce it. They're kind of like the UFO techie wizard. So if Elon actually like did what he was supposed to do and not fake it, basically that's the energy. What Elon should do, that's the kind that they are. They're ancient. They were probably part of creating a lot of those mysterious things that people don't know how they became created. Like
like the ruins, the
Thank
pyramids.
Thank you. All of those mysterious things that have just been
like
built.
The caverns underneath the
right.
pyramids.
I believe back in the day, like before, it could have been before the Bible, it could have been around the Bible time, I don't know. But back in the day, when all this shit was going on, we used to have a relationship with UFOs. And they would help us, we would help them. You know, they taught us a lot. Because when we came to certain lands, we didn't know what the hell to do. So they taught us a lot on how to do things. So basically, that's what this particular species was. I don't have a description, like a visual on them yet, but when I do, I'll let you know. But apparently they're also very pro us, and they want to help us. They know exactly when, where, how this earth is going to explode, and not in our lifetime, not even in our children's lifetime, but they want to prevent the earth from doing that, you know. They want to make sure our earth is healed. Like, they want to make sure that we fix it. So they are very much about us too. Morning from the UK. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Melissa. Wow, she sent me a galaxy. Amazing. Thank you.
Love that. Thank you.
All righty. So, obviously, those are just 5.
Not even close. We are not even close to being advanced. Like I said previously, like 10 minutes ago, we have gotten our technology from most of these different species of UFOs throughout time. They're the ones who have given us these technology advancements or the ability to make these technological advancements.
Mm-hmm.
So no, we are definitely not better than them in any capacity.
We have the capability of working with them to get there.
Yes.
And I hope we one day do. I really do, because they have ways beyond what we can do to repair the world and the earth. They have ways to heal us from the inside out.
Right. They have technology that can heal
technology,
us. Like, heal,
you know,
your
planting.
bones,
they know how to fix like dead things like earth. They can prevent forest fires. They can do all these things. But anyways.
Weather, technology. Like, they have technology
Hello,
to
figgy
control
puddings.
weather.
Alrighty. Yes, and healing us too. That's another thing they can do.
Like healing you. You have cancer. They have stuff that can take the cancer right out of you. Like,
I'm both interested and terrified. Me too. Good ones and bad ones. Alrighty. So I did want to say, so people asked me, like, how many species are there of, like, UFOs?
Hello.
And from what I've gathered, it's between like 60 to 75 different species. And that is just the ones that are orbiting around certain galaxies near us. It's even deeper than that. But just an FYI. Some don't care about us. Like I said, some literally are uninterested. We are not on their to-do list. Some are benevolent. They're deeply magical, capable of shape-shifting and healing and shifting time itself. They definitely have an advantage on time travel, which is so cool. I wish we were where they are. We're a little bit there, but not too much. You know, some live in a galaxy far, far away. You know what I mean?
There is so many different species, guys. Like, we're not even touching close on the surface of how many different species.
These particular species I'm referencing today are the closest ones to us.
Yes, these are the ones that closely resemble us.
And are near us and are like most interested in us.
The closest galaxies.
Well,
the closest galaxies to us.
Whoever's interested. The others are just there.
Yeah.
Obviously, some are scientists, like I said. Some are protectors, spirit guides, and they really enjoy like psychics. They really, they like to abduct people that have, I guess, abilities, like real genuine abilities. You know what I mean? Like, they're interested in that. They love the underwater. There's underwater ones too, which is kind of cool too.
So, Helen, back, you kind of missed it. You came in right after Liz already answered this question. Yes, they are connected to, like, Egyptian pyramids and different phenomenons around the world, like Stonehenges, big ruins, big caves that have deep, caverns that have weird writings on the wall. Most of those are all related to, yes, UFOs.
So, somebody asked me, have I ever channeled, alien UFO energy? I have a couple of times. One, I channeled like an alien that I believe was found, I think it was in Mexico, I'm pretty sure. And I believe that to be a true body of a UFO. Recently, though, I did try again. And what's interesting to me is like, they're not talking to me. They will take me on it's kind of like a trip. You know what I'm saying? A trip?
Yeah.
Vivid colors.
Yeah.
They're trying to show me an experience versus communicating and speaking. So I don't know what that means.
Yes, Pink Bella. Some Men in Black stories are true.
Some Men in Black stories are true, and
Yep.
some like Star Wars related stories are true
And
too.
also, that's why we were referencing the Travis Walton. We watched it to see if there was any truth in the story, because it is one that a lot of people feel like he is lying, but he is not. They feel like he's lying because he has the most vivid memory about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is true, he did go through it, and I think that is why they advanced their technology, because of him, to make sure that we cannot remember anything or that ever happened again. He was able to get away from them. He was able to get their tools off of him. He was able to walk through the spaceship and describe exactly what he was feeling and what he was looking at. That is all something that they do not want us to know or be able to do.
Absolutely. Now, we're just going to go over a quick list of just a few of them. But a lot of people have asked about Roswell, and like where a UFO allegedly crashed. The military was like, nothing to see here, just weather balloons. Was it weather balloons or weather balloons?
Weather balloons.
Obviously, that was real. In that moment, I believe that there was at least 2 or 3 saucers. So there's a big saucer in the sky, like a really big one. And if you see that, you're getting abducted. Sorry to say that. I love you, but it's true. But if you see little saucers, it might not happen. But anyways, these particular saucers, something happened. They ran out of juice. They ran out of something. And somebody had it on a radar. And yes, there was a crash because of their Bluetooth, or their charger was dead, or whatever the case may be. And they took these species and they put them at Area 51. They did have them somewhere else first, then they moved them over there, and then that is when not all, but one of the bigger experiments happened. Like they have these documents in a bunker, I believe. Where do they keep that stuff? I don't know.
Area 51.
No. When it becomes a president's response, like when it's a secret thing.
Oh, the underground bunker.
Yeah, where is that? We don't know.
No one knows.
Okay,
There's
good.
several. There's one in a Virginia mountain where
Okay.
I told you there's a whole town.
Oh, right.
down there.
Well, anyways,
There's a couple places like that.
It goes in a bunker, and those
We
files.
have a doomsday bunker too.
They've
They've
got photos and videos. However, they used to do like filming back then, silent films, whatever the case may be. They've had experiments go wrong. They've had deaths happen. They've had a lot of things happen. It's pretty crazy, actually. I've seen a gigantic UFO saucer in my own. Oh my God, so close. It hovered over a street lamp. OMG, that is close. Close. Okay, so Roswell, big cover up. We're going to find out about that though. Like, I think we already suspect, we know, right? But we're going to really know one day. So that's going to come back probably in 2030. We're going to find out about that in a big significant way. There'll probably be a Netflix documentary about it. Phoenix Lights. So in case you guys don't know what that was, but in 1997, thousands of people saw this massive V-shaped craft over Arizona. Arizona's a hot spot. So is Cali. So is Vegas. Anyways, the government ghosted harder than the last Tinder match for my friend. Okay, that was funny. Anyways, yes, the Phoenix Lights absolutely was like a crew of them, but I think it was more so like an escape. They were leaving. They were at that point. There's been so many abductions. They're just trying to get their people back. So they were trying to get their people, basically, because they can hear them, right? They speak. They don't need cell phones. They can just telepathically speak to each other anywhere.
So cool.
No Wi-Fi signal problems.
Yeah, no, anywhere. They absolutely are real. Like I said, I've said this before. I'll say it 1,000 times. If you think we are the only species on Earth, you are silly. Silly, silly, silly. Or species in the whole galaxies of everything. We are just one planet out of many, many planets and galaxies. We cannot be the only beings out there. That would just be a ridiculous thought.
Yep. And then there was also Tic Tac UFO, which happened in 2004 and 2015. Navy pilots literally saw ships doing, physics-defining stunts. And the Pentagon casually just confirmed 20 years later, like, oh yeah, that was real, by the way. So yes, we know that one is real too, but I'm just reconfirming it over here. Alrighty.
So yeah, absolutely. They can absolutely read our minds. Like Liz has said, they speak only telepathically. So as again, I'll use Travis as an example here. Travis said that he tried to speak to them and they just kept looking at each other, never looking at him and never speaking back to him. They have no interest in speaking our language. Because, again, they are way above us. Mm-hmm. Because they know how to speak through their minds. And they can also control us and our minds through their minds. Without us even knowing. So, as Travis said, he tried to fight back. But they easily were able to control him. And very easily get him back on the table again. So, it's like they know exactly what to do. And they can, like, break our walls and kind of force us to do things, even if we don't want to do it.
I mean, yeah, exactly. But yeah, basically, government gatekeeping, they think that they're doing the right thing to, cover it up to basically deny us of this, to because the fear of public chaos. And although yes, some of us would definitely freak out,
I feel like if we just let it happen,
we slowly integrate this little by little, just test it out a little bit.
That's
more,
what I'm saying,
yeah.
And then we can eventually move forward.
Because then we can learn how to
move forward with
because
anything?
they also know ways to protect themselves in case something does go awry, or they decide to, like, you know what, we're done with you, like, we don't want to be part of this anymore. Like, they have plans to assist, but we also need to be in on those plans too, Alrighty.
Absolutely. We too can speak telepathically. That is absolutely true. We can. We've seen it, many phenomenons in twins and triplets and stuff like that.
That Miami Mall incident absolutely was weird. I agree. There's definitely something for that too.
For sure.
Yep.
And we just, even regular people, we can do it, but we only use probably about 10 to 12% of our actual brain's capacity and things that we can do. Us as humans. We don't use our brains fully to our capacity. So we could do telepathically, we could do telekinesis, we just don't.
I want to. I wish I could. It would be cool. Anyways, most of the cover-ups, so like I said, it was the fear of public chaos. I saw a vision of, like, officials in a dark room watching, like, UFO tech, but they, like, didn't build and didn't understand, and they were kind of scared as well. They bend space-time too, and they also don't follow our rules, which also freaks out the government a lot too.
And they don't want to. They're like rebellious.
Yes, rebellious, because rebellion is bad.
Rebellion is bad.
But anyways, yes. So that is that side of things. Now I wanted to go in to the next part, which is like fact from fiction. Just a small couple of things. So fun facts to drop here. So not all UFOs are ships. Some are being themselves, literally like energy that moves like light. So it's not that we're seeing a spaceship in the sky. We actually might just be seeing a UFO like playing around in the air because they can fly and do all of that. So yeah, there's that too. So certain sightings actually trigger psychic activation. So there are people that have had interaction with UFOs, and then all of a sudden they become psychic. They have visions, they have dreams, time distortion, they remember things, and then they'll keep remembering things. So that also can happen. But yeah, the US obviously has made contact physically and otherwise. A few countries have. They may not be talking to each other about it.
No, Pink Bella, the Palestinians and the Nordic are very, very similar to us as well.
So Roxana, we actually just talked about the reptilians way earlier in the live, just an FYI.
Yeah, Yoli, look at it that way. I mean, you don't know. That's the thing. We don't know which ones, because of the spaceship, when you're looking at it, you don't know which ones they are. So don't feel like, oh, if one came to me and you didn't decide to want to go close to it.
Well, if it's shaped like a spaceship, yeah. But if you see some light bouncing in the sky, it might not be. The spaceships itself.
No, she's saying that she saw when it got closer and closer to her, but then she ran away and chickened out and didn't get closer to it.
Okay, I see.
And I said, don't feel bad because you don't know if they're the good ones. What if they were the Greys? You don't want to go to the Greys. You don't want to be involved in going close to their ship where they will just take you.
Oh my God, you asked her to yell at her to get back in the car. Scary. Yeah, I probably would have been the same way in that situation.
Because, again, you don't know. If they showed themselves to us and we can see, like, oh, they're the Nordic ones, or they're these ones, or that ones that are good, we would probably go. But if it's the Greys, then you get abducted, you're screwed.
Right. So there have been gift exchanges between UFOs and also government officials before, on both sides. We've also stolen a lot of their stuff. We've tried to duplicate their shit. It doesn't really work very well. I do believe that there are some technical advances on our end because of them as well. Maybe we didn't understand to their complete degree, but we definitely learned a lot more. I think we got the internet side of things done a lot faster because of them. But yeah, and then the other thing too is, so a lot of people have alien abduction stories or they remember things, but not every one of us going to remember these. A lot of us don't remember because they have a mind eraser, so they will remove that image. Now, you could have dreams, alien-related dreams. How would you know if your mind got erased? Is you'll have alien-related dreams. You might feel like you're, having a dream of being abducted. Like some things can happen. Memories, just random memories can come up. That doesn't make any sense. So it's very possible that happened to you too. Speaking of dreams, let's talk about one of the most common forms of UFO communication. And obviously this has probably happened to so many of you guys because it doesn't just happen with like abductions and stuff. So if your dreams feel more real, like extremely real, waking up in intense conditions, like especially in awe, confusion, or sudden clarity, seeing symbols or stargates or glowing beings or metallic rooms you've never seen before but somehow recognize. I've never had any of that, period. Never once. Any of you guys have? Let me know.
I used to sleep with a light on for years in my teenage years because getting abducted fears. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, see, Yoli, no, you wouldn't know if you got abducted or not now that they can...
Okay, good.
Erase your, memory, which is what I was saying. Travis, what happened back in the 70s, and he is one of the reasons why they came out with this technology to erase our minds. I feel like that's why, was because they were like... It turned out to be such a crazy thing that happened down here on Earth in America that I feel like they up there were looking like, we don't want them to be even more scared of us.
You've seen the cat being in your dream. Interesting. Well, that's interesting. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. All right. Yeah. So who this happens to usually are empaths and psychic sensitives. Never happened to me. Not once. I'm the one trying to channel them. They ain't coming to me. Although I don't necessarily know if I'd want to go. Maybe that's why. Anyways.
Somebody asked a question that in relation to that. Somebody said, how do you feel about the people who claim that they can channel UFOs, aliens, stuff like that?
You
like
can.
Bashar?
You can channel. I know you can channel. I do agree with that.
I agree. Yeah, it just depends on who they want to talk to and if they believe you.
Right. Exactly. There's that too. I've tried to channel, but I've never had anyone tap into me, at least at this level.
I
hope that they do.
I want the good ones. I wouldn't mind the Nordics or the Paladinians coming. I definitely don't want the Greys coming. I absolutely do not want the Reptilians coming.
And this is you. This represents you, starseeds. Those who have this deep homesick to the star energy.
Yeah, me, for sure. I feel like I do not belong here. I feel like I lost a spaceship somewhere and I gotta find it. And like, I somehow got in this body and I don't know how.
And then the other big common factor is if somebody is just down on their luck, emotionally stunted, in a bad place, like just low energy, kind of like demonic energy being able to tap in, UFOs enjoy that kind of person as well. Okay.
Hello.
Not all alien contact is visual, by the way. Some, more so just change like the air around you, or they might freeze you in a sense. You might have chills when no one else does. Sudden emotional waves, intense love, peace, or disorientation. For me, that's what I felt. Very much so, like the intense love, peace, and harmony. Like that was the vibe I was picking up when I tried, which is kind of interesting. So maybe I'm doing everything right here. If you feel pressure in your chest, buzzing in the third eye, ringing in your ear, static in the air, clocks or devices glitching, and then the sense of being observed, but not necessarily in a threatening way. They also communicate through emotional codes, like type of energy. I think something in relation to the heart chakra is something that they really enjoy that kind of stuff. They like the Reiki energy because they kind of dabble in that already. So because they're very psychic themselves and do all, they're very gemstone people. They love that. But anyways, a lot of people cry through meditation, and people don't know why, and this is why, it's that kind of energy. Okay, now, so how do you know if you've been taken before and you don't have memories? Well, you might have unexplained bruises. I know we get bruises on our legs all the time. But I'm talking about bruises in circular patterns and heat marks, triangles, lines, small circles, all that kind of stuff. Waking up in different places or positions. Time slipping if you've missed a few hours. Pets acting weird around you or obsessing about small corners. Corners are where they like to hide from our animals, apparently. They can become invisible. Invisible? Yeah, invisible.
Yeah, my ears buzz literally all day and all night, all the time. All different pitches and ranges. Long, short, loud, not loud.
Not me.
I hear things like those space cars that I hear outside, and you can't even hear them, and I'm like, ah!
Right, I agree. And then some of you guys have asked me about questions about where on Earth is the veil a little thinner. So we do have some locations. So Sedona vortexes, Mount Shasta, I can't pronounce that one. The oceans near Catalina Island, Great Lakes, by the way, especially Lake Superior, Iceland, Peru, and some parts of Siberia. Basically, if you are being abducted, you might feel time feeling slow around you. Obviously, lights in the sky, sometimes within the clouds, stronger. You'll feel a physical pressure in the sky, which is a psychic energy. And again, feeling watched, but also protected. Something bigger is out there. So yeah. that was basically what I had seen on my end for you guys for tonight. Now, did you guys have any questions in relation to what we talked about? Oh, thank you for the roses.
Here's one question from earlier. They said, do UFOs go into the ocean, or is that just a conspiracy?
UFOs also live underground, yes.
In the ocean.
In the ocean.
Yes.
They
yes.
Now they're not from there. That's just a place they tend to hibernate from us.
Yeah. They're, I believe, also in caves, like, so if you go to like Arizona, Utah, like Nevada, any of those places that have big, tall mountains, the Grand Canyon,
Thank
stuff
you for
like
the roses.
that, they can hide their ships very easily.
Mm-hmm.
Also, somebody mentioned earlier, and I want to say this, their ships, they don't show us the full size.
No.
You might see a very
Like half
small
of it,
portion
yeah.
of it, like the bottom. But in those clouds, they are hiding in the clouds, and they're making those clouds, and they're like hiding above
there's
those.
like a big mothership, and then
Yeah.
there's all these little ships that come into it too.
Mm-hmm. This person says, how do we recognize anything unearth-like? You would know if it was an alien material. It'd be something that
Yes.
you've never seen before.
Right.
Probably when you touch it, it'll either be very hot, very cold. It might static you. It might...
There's
might have
also
vibrations on it.
There's also like, actually I'm going to show you my cup. This kind
metallic-y,
of like
ooze
this
inside of it.
Well, you might notice this kind of like shine to it. It doesn't look real.
Yep. Okay, here's another question. Do you think that's what people in the Bible are writing about as angels? Like they just didn't know that's what it was. The Palestinian ones, like the ones that are like angelic like.
That I'm not sure of. It's very, 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 very possible. It absolutely is. I do believe, though, that the good place was more attached to us back then than it is now. Because, like, although I don't think the Ark, what's it called? Jonah and the Ark. Noah's Ark. Jonah. I'm tired. Sorry. Noah's Ark was kind of like what they wanted to happen, but didn't.
Mm-hmm. Mountain Graham in Arizona. The Vatican operates a telescope out there. Is that where they watch UFOs? Absolutely. Most definitely, probably.
Absolutely. And those three places are the hotspots. So UFOs do not like cold weather at all. Like, we have a lot more other species like Bigfoot. Bigfoot loves cold weather, like loves it to death actually, because it's furry. It's like a golden retriever, you know what I mean? Like they're going to want to stay in the cold. Whereas UFOs, they're not interested in the cold side of things. So they like the heat. Their skin reacts well to heat. They don't do well in our with oxygen. It doesn't help them. So the colder the air is, the more difficult it is for them to be able to breathe.
Roxana Ramirez says, I am from Peru. Yes, they are real. They are in the mountains, and they talk with some people here.
Wow, that is really cool. I love that.
Right?
That doesn't
awesome.
surprise me.
I now want to move to Peru.
Okay, yeah, so let's go to Peru, because I'd love to.
I feel them very strongly near the Rockies. Yeah, most likely. Yep, that mountain, like they like to hide in mountains. I feel like they have like secret, I know it's going to sound crazy, but like secret layers, opening doors, trap doors that they can
Tiffany.
open up and go into very quickly, easily, undetected.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any symptoms from being abducted?
Yes. You will have potentially nightmares. They're going to be, unfortunately, if you've been a chosen person to be abducted, they will be attached to you for the rest of your life. Like they will put in an undetectable, used to be detectable. They used to put something in our skin that we could see on an X-ray, but now they don't do that. They put something else in us. So they can tap into us at any time they want to. Anyways, you might get like very like sweaty and just anxiety ridden for no reason, tightness, like major PTSD. It'll like traumatize you and haunt you. That is difficult for people to erase from their minds because it's a core memory. So it's difficult to erase that side of it. It is choppy, but not all the details are. And if you do like a hypnosis, you can easily get the rest of those things out if you really want to.
Yeah, guys, again, Stonehenge, pyramids, certain deep caves that have like intricate caverns like carved out of them, all that stuff is definitely made by aliens for sure, have helped make it, especially with the time period.
There are definitely hybrid children. I haven't gone over everything on hybrid kids yet because it is a pretty significant topic. So we'll definitely cover that one evening because there's a lot to it. They have a lot of plans on that side of things. Like we had said earlier, aliens, UFOs lay eggs. We give birth. So that's what they want. They enjoy that nurturing side of it. There's curiosity there for them.
Yeah, they feel like it's the most closest to the creation of life, of creating another life, because they're like most other things. They lay an egg and then the egg hatches and whatever, and they're like, no, we don't like that. We want to feel the child inside. That's what we get to feel us,
which
as
is
humans.
A lot of people that have been abducted have seen those you see them in movies all the time where like it's like a fake sack where there's babies being like born and they're stacked all around them because they're trying to replica a uterus.
Yeah. They definitely, some could be disappearing, like people could be disappearing in the mountains due to them again. The Greys would be the ones that want to abduct us the most.
Yes, Yoli, you can absolutely come back as a UFO. Or you could have been a UFO in a past life.
I was, and I'm going to go back.
But yeah, anyways, guys, that's basically everything for today. I had fun with you guys. I appreciate you guys being here.
Absolutely.
Next time, we're going to be covering another topic. I'm thinking about just going over a specific case from back in the day and just going over the details of the case, talking about it with you guys, what I see, what I feel, and then maybe we'll come to like current day cases as well. But I want to keep doing this kind of stuff with you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. We love it hanging out with you, and we'll be back most likely at some point next week.
And we always, don't worry, we will do way more alien talk, because if anybody knows me, I always have to talk about it.
He definitely does. I was in the mood for it, but it's like tacos to me. I've got to be in the mood. So, but anyways, guys, yes, fairies. We'll definitely cover fairy stuff too. Oh, I did want to mention, if you guys have not been on my YouTube channel on Freaked Out Inc., I just dropped the episode of Lake Lanier tonight. So if you guys want to watch that, we dropped it at 8 p.m. It's really good. There's also a bunch of other episodes people are constantly asking me about over there.
So much is going on, for sure. We have tons of topics, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
See you later.